Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that is now quite old. It's quite a rare set of all the micro machines, the Star Trek micro machines that are available. And this particular set contains 6 different vehicles that span right across the Star Trek saga. And for those of you that know, obviously Star Trek is one of the longest running sci-fi series in the world. I think it's the second longest running behind Doctor Who. It started in 1966 with the original series, and that ran for 3 seasons. Then there was the animated series, which was from 1973 to 1974, and that was 2 seasons. Then we had Star Trek The Next Generation, which was from 1987 to 1994, sorry, and that ran for 7 seasons. Then we had Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which also ran for 7 seasons, and then we had Star Trek Voyager, which also ran for 7 seasons, and then eventually there was Star Trek Enterprise, which was the last of the series until Star Trek Discovery came out in 2017. And of course, since then we've had Star Trek Picard, we've had Star Trek Strange New Worlds, we've had Starfleet Academy, we've had Star Trek Lower Decks, we've had Star Trek Prodigy, we had Star Trek Short Treks. So there's been an assortment of different series now that appears on the media platforms. Okay, but what we're looking at today is the 1996 release by Galoob from their original Micro Machine Space Miniatures series. And this particular set is what they call the Star Trek Super Pack, and it contains 6 authentic vessels from the Star Trek saga, as it says on the box there. So, top left-hand corner, ages 4 and up, warning, contains small parts not suitable for children under 36 months. And it says the original Micro Machines scale miniatures, and this is a space series, and this is the Star Trek Super Pack, 6 authentic vehicles from the Star Trek saga. And at the bottom, it's got 65594 Micro Machines Star Trek. And on the bottom right-hand corner, you have the Galoob logo. Okay, that's the front of the pack. Let's turn it around to the back and let's see what we got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the pack around to the back, and on the back, you can see the 6 models that are contained in this set. And it does give you quite a bit of information on them. But at the top, it's got the original Micro Machines scale miniatures space, authentic vehicles from the Star Trek saga. To boldly go where no one has gone before, join with the crew of the USS Enterprise as they journey into the final frontier, encountering Klingons, Romulans, and the Borg. The Star Trek Super Pack lets you relive the adventures of the original Star Trek television series, the hit Star Trek movies, Star Trek The Next Generation, and Star Trek Deep Space Nine, with detailed replicas of their futuristic vessels. So the first one we have is USS Enterprise NCC-1701, as seen in episodes of the original Star Trek. The class of vessel is the Constitution class. Armaments are phasers, photon torpedoes, and standard shields. Maximum speed is warp factor 8, and number of crew is 430, and the commander is Captain James T. Kirk. Then you've got the Ferengi Marauder, as seen in episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation. Type of vessel is the Marauder. Armaments is shields and disruption streams. Maximum speed equivalent to Galaxy-class starship. Romulan Scout Ship, as seen in episodes of Star Trek Next Generation. Class of vessel is a shuttlecraft. Armaments, unknown cloaking device. Maximum speed, unknown. That's helpful. Cardassian Galor Warship, as seen in episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Class of vessel, Galor class. Armaments, compressor beams, shields. Maximum speeds, unknown but slower than a Federation Galaxy-class vessel. USS Enterprise NCC-1701D, as seen in all episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation. Class of vessel, Galaxy class. Armaments, phasers, photon torpedoes, standard shields. Maximum speed, warp 9.7. So that's probably the fastest ship. And then we've got USS Enterprise NCC-1701B, as seen in the movie Star Trek Generations. Class of vessel, Excelsior class. Armaments, phasers, photon torpedoes and standard shields. Maximum speed is warp 9.7. Oh, so it's the same speed as the Enterprise D. And it says number of crew 567. Interesting. It says think big, play small, micro machines. Product colour and contents may differ from photos shown. Galoob products are safety tested and comply with ASTM F963, I think that is, and you've got CE mark in there. Warning, not suitable for children under 36 months in case of unforeseen use, in particular small parts, given rise to harm. And made in China, Micro Machines and Galoob are registered trademarks of Louis Galoob Toys, Inc., made in China for Louis Galoob Toys, Inc., South San Francisco, California 940-002, TM and copyright 1995, Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved. Star Trek is registered trademark of Paramount Pictures, Galoob authorized user. And it's Galoob item number 65594. And then you've got the Micro Machines proof of purchase, which is the barcode. Okay, that's the back of the pack. Now, without further ado, let's turn the pack back round to the front and let's have a look at the actual models themselves. Okay, so I've zoomed in on the Ferengi Marauder because we're going to have a look at these one by one. They are very small vehicles in actual fact. Now, I'm just going to put a ruler over this and show you that it's about 2 inches. In fact, let's turn it around and do it in millimeters. So we're looking at about 4 centimeters in length, the Ferengi Marauder, and again about 4 centimeters in width. So it's quite a small ship. They are very small, but then the Micro Machines, that was all about miniatures. So there is some intricate detailing on the model. If I zoom in closer, you can actually see it. And it's got all the designs and markings that you would expect from the Ferengi Marauder. So it's a nice detailed model, albeit very small. But then, as I say, we are Micro Machines. Let's move down to the Enterprise D. And again, you can see all the nice intricate detailing on the model itself there as I've zoomed in close. And again, you've got the USS Enterprise NCC-1701D. And again, you've got 1701D on the back of the saucer. And there you can see the nacelles with all their designs and markings on. In fact, it just looks identical to the model that we've just built for we're building for the Advent. Anyway, that's another story and another video. So let's measure the Enterprise, and we are looking at about 6 centimeters in length, and the widest part on this one is about 4 centimeters, which is across the diameter, the widest point, or maybe it's might be 4.5 centimeters of the saucer section. Now, I don't think the saucer section comes away on this particular model. I can't see that it does. I think it's all still attached as one unit, so it doesn't actually do anything. I don't think any of these models do actually do anything. So anyway, so we're moving on next to the Enterprise B, as seen in Star Trek Generations. And yes, again, you can see all of the intricate detailing again. Nicely done. Nice design, just exactly as it appeared in the movie, and it is an Excelsior type of starship. So it looks like the USS Excelsior to some degree. Now it's a little bit longer, so let's measure. Let's just zoom out a little bit, and we'll measure the length of this particular one. So we are looking at about 8 centimeters in length, but it's much narrower, and this one being only 4 centimeters in width. Okay, let's move on to the Cardassian Galor class vessel, and again, when we zoom in, you can see all the detailing on these models. So they have made the effort in putting all the detail onto them to make them look pretty good, I should say. I mean, they do look pretty good. I can't complain about that at all. I mean, they are quite nice models for very small miniatures, if you like. And let's measure this one. So the length of the Cardassian Galor ship is about 7.5 centimeters, and across the wingspan is about 4 centimeters again. Now we're moving on to my favourite vessel of all, the USS Enterprise NCC-1701. It's just because it is that classic vessel, and we grew up with this particular one, so this one always has a special place in our hearts. Again, nicely detailed, all the detailing on the hull, on the saucer section, and across the hull and over the nacelles. So again, very nicely detailed little miniature. Size of this one, again, we're looking at about 7.5 centimeters, and if we measure across the saucer section, we're about 3.5 centimeters. If you can just see that, it's about 3.5 centimeters. Okay, and then we're finally looking at the Romulan shuttle, which is a little ship at the top there. And again, for such a small ship, it is detailed again, very, very nicely detailed. As you zoom in, you can see all those detailing. And if we measure this one, we are measuring at about 4 centimeters. You can see that. Let me just zoom out a little bit. It's about 4 centimeters. I don't want to zoom out too far. I don't want to get that flickering of the light. 4 centimeters, there we are. And the length again is 5 centimeters. So there we are. That's the ships in this collection. Now, usually with these micro machines, we see that they come with stands. Now this particular set, well, it doesn't look like there's any stands in here. I cannot see any stands in this set at all. So this is one of those sets. Maybe it's because it's an early set, I don't know. It's one of the first sets, 1996, but it certainly doesn't contain any of the stands. And that is a little bit of a disappointment, because one of the things with these micro machines was that you could display them on the stand. So without the stands, they're not going to stand up. So you know, especially the ones with the round hulls, you try and stand those up, they're just going to fall over. And that is very disappointing, in actual fact, on this particular set. We've done lots and lots of micro machine sets on Star Trek and Star Wars and lots of others, and every one we've done in the past has always had the stands. So I am somewhat confused here by the fact that there's no stands in this set. But anyway, as I say, maybe it's because it's an early set, I don't really know. Or maybe it was that they were leftovers from previous sets. Again, I don't know. But what you see in front of you is what you get in this pack. It is still factory sealed, so it hasn't been tampered with at all. But yeah, there's just no stands that come with this one. Okay, so how well did this set do back in 1995 when it was released? Well, I'd say they've done all very well. I mean, why wouldn't they? All of the micro machines sets that Galor produced done incredibly well. So why should this set be any different? I don't know the numbers that was produced on it. I can only tell you that this is a very, very rare set, which we hardly ever see. I think I've only ever had one of these sets in the past over the last 40 years. So, well, obviously it hasn't been out for 40 years, but you get my drift. We've been in this business for over 40 years. And yeah, we've only ever actually had one other set that's been the same as this one. So whether they were just limited supplies or what, or whether it was a sets put together just to use up all the old ships or what, I've got no idea. But you don't see them very often, and I'm not sure how well that they actually did on the release date. But I'm guessing if anything like the others, they would have sold fairly well. Okay, let's move forward to today's date, which is 2024. December 2024. So we're almost 30 years. We're 29 years away since these were released. So, question is, do they come up on the platforms? Well, you do see a lot of Star Trek Micro Machines still appearing on the platforms. Not as many as you used to see. I mean, at one time you would see loads and loads of these on the platforms. But you do see quite a few. You do see a lot of opened packs as well, with lots of individual ships that are available if you want them that have already been opened and displayed or what have you. Finding this particular set is, for the reasons I said earlier, is very, very difficult. I did do a search on the platforms and I couldn't find this particular set that appeared anytime over the last couple of years. So whether it's just that, you know, they're just not appearing anymore, or everybody's got one, the wanted one has got one, or what, I just don't know. But they don't. This particular set does not appear very often. However, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a couple of these sets, and they're both available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you never know how to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps there's something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this fantastic old Star Trek Micro Machine set with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.